All right, so welcome everyone to the second day and the second session of the SME CEO Forum and the SME Solutions Expo. With me today, right now, is Neo Weijie from Zero. Zero is a cloud-based accounting software for SMEs and also a SaaS service, of which I'm sure Weijie will talk much more on it. Weijie is the small business evangelist for Zero. All right, so I'll give the floor over to Weijie.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the second day of SME Solutions Expo. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Okay.
we're able to see your screen.
Okay, wonderful. So today I will take everyone through leaping forward with digital wave. This means how businesses across the world, SME, have adopted digitalization and technology to bring their business to the next level. So a bit about myself. My name is Wei Jie. I represent Zero for today's conference. So selamat datang and welcome to day 2 of today's conference. At Zero, our team covers Malaysia market. So we work with SMEs, accounting firms, bookkeeping firms to bring zero solutions to the market. Then besides this, we are also working with resellers to increase our reach about distributorship of the Zero subscription to a larger market out there. Before I joined Zero, I came from the payments industries, and before I joined the payments industry, I was from a SaaS background. It's a startup, so I joined at Series D, and eventually, as I stay throughout the company, I see it move from Series D to eventually being a publicly listed company. So my experience in previous roles has led me to understood the importance of technology, as well as how businesses adopt technology to bring their operations to the next level. Then a bit about Zero before I jump into the presentation. So Zero is a cloud, like what Yong Hui.
Sorry, Xiang Hong.
Xiang Hong, like what our host Xiang Hong has shared. So Zero is in the SaaS space. SaaS means software as a service. So instead of the customer paying a license to get a one-time access to the lifetime one-time access to the software, we provide as a service. So you pay as you go. There is no lock-in and there's no restriction. So with this model, a lot of companies, like popular companies like Netflix, Spotify, they are also operating with a SaaS model, software as a service model, and this has given end customers the flexibility to choose when they want to resume their services and their subscription. So for us, we don't provide streaming unlike Netflix. We don't provide music unlike Spotify. We provide access to a accounting software platform. So this means that yourself, your head of finance, your co-workers, your salesperson can log into the same platform without a need to comb through different set of Excel sheets, with one single source of truth and work on one set of data anytime they are, especially in times of COVID situation like this, where all of us are participating with work in an online environment. Having this access to a single source of truth can be very helpful to enable collaboration. So Zero has been in this business for more than a decade. We started in the cloud, we are built in the cloud, and we have always been in the cloud. Till to date, we have 2.3 million subscribers worldwide, which means 2.3 million paying customers, 2.3 million SMEs using Zero solutions, and being listed on the Australian Stock Exchange, our market cap till date stands at $15 billion US. So with this economies of scale, we believe that we can bring such benefits to our end users. Okay, so the agenda for today is I will introduce cloud technology and how cloud technology eventually links back to cloud accounting. I will share some examples of cloud technology, debunk myths associated with cloud technology, and after that, I will move on to share examples of how our SMBs going digital, and how they have benefited from adopting digitalization and technology as a whole. And the last part of this session, I'll be sharing some actionable steps about some of the measures, the processes companies can take to audit their workflow and eventually look at areas where they can bring in technology. So what is the cloud? I mean, if you go out there, you open your window, you look in the sky, okay, you see a cloud, but that's not the cloud that we are talking about today. The cloud actually means in the technology term and in online context, it means a place where you put all your data, all your files, and even your software, so you can access it from your computer anytime, anywhere. Well, this is a mouthful of definition and a mouthful of words. So I'm going to use an example to illustrate the meaning of cloud for those of us who are unfamiliar with the concept of cloud. Imagine you are traveling from point to point B in the Grab. So you take out your phone, you scroll through your Facebook news feed. Okay, then you see some interesting videos. Then one of the video is about a cooking video. Okay, it's about cooking video. You want to show it to your grandma or your mom. Then you take your phone to back home. Once you reach home, then you show your mom the cooking video, but she's short sighted. Or rather my mom, okay, my mom, she's short-sighted. Then she can't see very clearly. The screen's so small, I need to see clearly what is the contents about. Then after I thought about it, I can log out of my phone's Facebook account. I can use my iPad or my laptop, which has a bigger screen. Then I will show the same set of contents in my same set of Facebook account to my mom, who is short-sighted, about a cooking video, so she can see on a larger screen. So this is a manifestation of cloud technology in our daily life, where across multiple devices, we can access the same set of data just by our username and our password. So this is how cloud is used in our daily life. There are some myths associated with cloud accounting and cloud technology. So myth meaning misconceptions that people have because of this unfamiliarity around this space. So in the first part of this session, I will seek to debunk some myth associated with this cloud technology. Then from there, then we will progress further. So most people would ask, isn't cloud computing just the internet? But there is actually a very subtle difference. So cloud computing is enabled and empowered by the internet. You will require internet connection to access contents in the cloud. But we should not mistake the internet for cloud computing, but rather an ingredient which enables cloud accounting. So this means that in order for us to use cloud technology, we need to have internet access. Simple as that. For small business, the cloud is where your data resides. So, for example, if you have a non-cloud example and a cloud example. Okay, so for a non-cloud example, your data would reside in the form of paper documents, files. You may have a cabinet full of documentation, old invoices, old quotations. They sit in files, and you stack your files in your cabinet. Then as your business grows, as time goes by, as your more and more customers you are invoicing to, and more suppliers you need to pay, you will print out more and more hard copies of bills. Then before you know it, after some years and some months, you have a room full of files and paper documents. So this is where your data and your documents reside in a non-cloud environment. With a cloud-based environment, you do not need to have this valuable real estate for your papers, for your files, and for documents. You simply upload all the data into your cloud, and that is where your data reside. So this is one example where bringing technology to your business, you can immediately free up real estate, and you can clear the room of files and hard copy, backing them up, digitizing them into the cloud-based environment, and free up this space. Maybe you can put one or two more desks, hire one or two more headcounts, or maybe even using that space to display your inventory or making it into a showroom. So these are some of the creative ways that businesses may consider if they free up some real estate to bring their data onto the cloud. The second misconception that a business have would be, isn't online accounting expensive? Well, it is a misconception, because online accounting is never expensive. It will, however, be an expensive mistake not to invest in online accounting. So right now, as shared in the earlier part of the session, we are in the SaaS business, software as a service. So we operate on a subscription model. You pay as you go. So customers pay us as they go. If they decide to stop the subscription, they simply choose not to renew, and there are no recurring fees. So this gives customer the flexibility and making it less expensive, a less barrier, a lower barrier to entry, because you do not need to, unlike in the past, you do not need to upfront fork out thousands of ringgit for licensed software. You can pay gradually at the start. So this minimizes the capital expenditure for businesses, and hence we have this flexibility in billing. And cloud accounting or cloud technologies are not expensive, because we do create a value in a collaborative workspace. So with these types of collaboration, with this type of single source of truth and single set of information, everyone with the access rights and the authorized access can log into the data and make changes and upload your own documents and put in your own inputs. So this creates a collaborative environment, creating value. And the best part about Zero is we give your company access to unlimited users. And this is very different from how other software as a service companies does it, because they do increase the price per user. But Zero, for one license, you can add unlimited number of users to your subscription. Well, the third misconception is isn't it easy to lose control of my data? I can understand why most people would have this misconception about losing ownership of their data. This is because you can't see your data. You do not know where is it. It is up in the air. It is not at your fingertips. So by the absence of sight of your data, you do not feel secure. So this is compared with a non-cloud-based environment again. So as we go through this session, I will find a cloud-based example and a non-cloud-based example. So the non-cloud-based example of how you feel secure with your data is that you have a hard disk or a thumb drive. Then all the sensitive data, all the important information, you may encrypt it in your file, PDF protect it, then you save this file into your hard disk. Okay, wonderful. So you have visibility of the data, but what if the hard disk goes missing? What if you are traveling and you forgot to bring your hard disk? What if in this MCO, or in some countries we call it lockdown, you can't go back to your office to retrieve the hard disk? What if the hard disk is stolen? So there are many what if when it comes to this non-cloud based environment with a hard disk, and this is actually losing control and losing ownership of this data if it gets compromised or it gets stolen. But by putting your data onto the cloud, you have more control and more flexibility. And the cloud, most cloud service providers like Netflix, Spotify, Facebook, we would have multiple copies of your data. We would have backup copies of your data. So even if the data gets missing, there are still ways to retrieve it. But if your hard disk goes missing, then it's a different story altogether. So that is how cloud technology is far more superior in terms of a non-cloud based hard disk environment, in terms of keeping your data safe and secure. So now moving on to the next part of the presentation, how are SMEs going digital? Well, there are many ways. So one is by going paperless. And after SMEs they go paperless, the data are being digitized. So with the digitalization of data, software and service providers can then put this data together. They have their own set of machine learning. They have their own ways of looking at this data and sorting them systematically and categorizing them into different pockets and components to enable the business owner to gain insights from this data. Then once you gain such insight, you can make better planning, better business decision. I will give an example how this is achieved with cloud accounting. So in the past, you may have your invoices and your hard copy documents stored in files. But if you were to digitize your information and put it into a cloud, Zero software is able to look at your data and classify them across the different time period. 1 week from now, how much invoices are due? 2 weeks from now, how much invoices are due? Three weeks from now, how much are you supposed to collect from your customers? So by mapping this, you can get a very clear indication of your cash flow projection. So you can know 1 month from now, what is the projected balance you are going to have at your bank account. Then once you know your projected bank balance, you can make better business actions such as knowing when to call certain customers to collect payments, knowing when to pay out certain suppliers to get better rebates and so on. So you make better decisions to optimize different aspects of your business. Then with that, you can bring these benefits to you can bring these benefits to other customers and thereby scaling your business. Right. So this is an example, short-term cash flow, about better insights on the cash you have on hand, which is something I explained earlier. So this is a dashboard, as you can see from the screen. You will be able to see things like the invoices owed to you 1 week from now, 2 weeks from now, and a month from now, and a projected balance at bank. So before we share this, before we actually implement this function and feature, we spoke to different businesses. Then over the course of many years, we realized that, okay, one of the reasons why most business fail is that they have difficulty forecasting and managing their cash flow. They would have a period where there is a huge cash surplus, they have too much cash, they do not live it, and the next period or the next quarter, they find themselves faced with a situation of cash flow deficit. So as this rolls by, the problem starts to mountain up. Then after that, with a cash flow deficit, it leads to other problems manifesting. So with this, we realize, okay, it's very important for business owners to know about their cash flow. So we built this dashboard for our customers. And if I were to just take a step back and ask the attendees here today, do you know 1 month from now, what is your cash flow? 1 quarter from now, what is your cash flow? How much money are your suppliers owing you? Chances are most of us here today would have a ballpark number, but not down to the exact ringgit or down to the exact cent. But with using technology and data, you are able to have this kind of information at your fingertips. So you will know, okay, 1 quarter from now, I'm going to run into a cash flow deficit. Oh shit, what am I going to do? So you can then make plans to address this early, 1 quarter before the cash flow deficit actually occurs. So this is how, by going digital, we have better business control. Okay, so yeah, I share about cash flow, but we also have various ways where going digital can help SMEs make better decision. So one would be increasing revenue, increasing efficiency, increasing client retention, as well as scaling and growing regional. So most of us here today may only focus on the Malaysia market, but there are other opportunities across ASEAN. Like we know that Vietnam is an up-and-coming economy. There could be a lot of opportunities in these markets in ASEAN. So we can look at exporting. We can look at bring our business there, but we can only do that if we spend less time on the heavy lifting of manual entry, of doing all the work that we have to do because we cannot anticipate the situation. So, for example, you're faced with a cash flow deficit, and right now we are firefighting to fight this cash flow deficit. But if we can prevent this at the beginning, it gives us more time and space to go regional. And of course, for the initial three, increasing client retention, with digitalization and data, you can measure your customer satisfaction. You can measure their retention rate, their engagement with your software, with your services, with your company. Then you will know which customers are at risk, and you can take measures to retain them. So these are some of the key examples. Then I want to take a like small slowdown in pace, because we have been going on quite fast. So let's take some time for reflection right now. The question I want to pose today is, what was your digital realization moment? The awakening moment that you had, that you realized, it is actually so good to have technology and so good to have access to this tools out there. So you can spend some time to think about a moment in the past few months, past few years, where you have this awakening moment about digital realization. Okay. Okay. So for me, the digital realization moment is where I run out of cash. I do not have cash in my wallet, and I need to pay. I need to find ways to pay, and the restaurant does not accept. You know, does not accept credit card. Does not accept debit card. But I was able to use GrabPay. So this is my digital realization moment. Imagine being a situation where the nearest ATM is so far away, you do not have cash in your wallet, and the restaurant, just doesn't have a lot of methods, but they are able to accept GrabPay. And with your GrabPay account, you can make payment and you save yourself, and we save ourselves from this awkward moment of not having enough cash in our wallet. So likewise, if we extend this example beyond personal, we can see that businesses will also have a similar digital realization moment. We have listed some examples over here where maybe you managed to find a backup copy of lost data because it was sent as an attachment somewhere, and in an email thread you managed to find that attachment, and instead of going through your hard disk or your files in your desktop. I know some of us have very messy desktop, or you have folders of my downloads, my documents, and it's hard to find files. But if it is in a certain email thread and you know the keywords, you can simply download the attachment, and that is probably a digital realization moment. But I guess the key digital realization moment in recent times would be COVID, where businesses have to work remotely, and you can't travel to the office. You need to find ways to have meetings, to speak to each other, and this will probably be the time to introduce digital solutions to the company. So for us, we have adopted technology already. In the past, we consume contents on CD, like we go to Pokim, or we go to we go and rent a DVD ROM and we insert into our DVD drive. But now we are using Netflix. And this is one example. Or maybe last time we listened to Walkman and diskette cassette tape for music, but now we use Spotify. So this is the removal of all these hardware component, better for the environment as well, right? But SMEs have yet to popularize the adoption of technology. They are still relying on Excel to track leave applications, like very manual tasks. And this we have not seen SMEs popularizing technology into their workflow as much as we see MNCs. MNC, on the other hand, they have too many technology. So we know that some of us who may have experience working with MNCs, you would have thousands and one systems where you have access to too many systems and platforms that you forget your password. You may have one login for your leave application, one login for your pay slips and whatever. So the key point I'm trying to make here is to identify the balance between adopting too much technology and too little technology. So SMEs too little. On a personal front, I guess we are managing ourselves just nice, and on MNC front, we have too much technology. So the key point is to identify the balance between the different spectrum in terms of technology adoption. So we at Zero, we spoke to different SMEs, and I'm just going to share profiles of two different SMEs where technology is being adopted. There are examples of areas to digitalize and introduce technology. So tools are needed to enable internal collaboration, especially important in these times as businesses are working remotely and have increasingly global original footprint. So this is an example of an e-commerce SME where there are areas to help them grow their business. For example, accepting digital payments. If they do not accept digital payments, then it is no longer an e-commerce business. Like a trade business, how they grow is they may write an invoice, they mail the invoice, then the customer writes a check, then they mail the check to the SME, and SME take the check and then banks in the check, and the banks clear the check. So this is a very lengthy process to get payments, and it's very bad for the cash flow cycle. But with adopting digital payments, this enables the SMBs to have a better cash flow cycle. Likewise for inventory management as well. So by digitalizing, you will be able to have an idea of your track inventories. You're able to populate your invoice and your quotation with your inventory fairly easily. You can track the movement of how one inventory affect your cost of goods sold account and how it affects your revenue account. And this really saves you a lot of time in doing the books. So for us, we know the importance of this, and that's why at Xero we strive to integrate ourselves with a lot of these payments and inventory service provider like Stripe, like PayPal, like M Payments. So all these payment solutions, as well as inventory software and HR software like Payroll Panda, Kakitagan, and this allows this seamless data to flow all into your accounting data. And the rest examples would be like chatbots. So you use technology to engage your customers viewing a website instead of having a receptionist or having a customer support team manually. So example 2 is how consulting companies can use technology. So I listed four examples. You will be able to, or the consulting company will be able to engage video solutions to speak to their customers without the need to incur T&E, travel expenses, travel entertainment budget, to fly out to the customer's venue and talk to them. So these are ways and examples where consulting companies can use technology, and of course access to market data and research services to provide a more comprehensive deck for the clients. So as a SME, what can we do to innovate? Well, we listed down in 3 main ways. So audit your current process and look at the areas where you can do online or automate rather than the traditional pen and paper method. So look at how you are using a pen and paper, your Excel sheet, and where you are not online for. Then try to see if this makes sense to move it online, and what if you lose this data offline. Are there ways to back up or not? So this is how we audit our current process. Be resourceful. There are many places out there with guidelines on how to digitize and how to adopt technology. Conferences like this, SME Expo, is a good way that organizers and bodies have come together and share such information with us. And of course, investing in digital technology such as Xero, adopting one as the backbone and adding on from there. So what we mean by adopting one as a backbone, which means being from Xero, I will see that accounting data is the lifeblood of the business, because you know where is your sales going, and you add on from there. So you want to see how inventory data affects your accounting data, then you invest in the inventory software, then add on, integrate it to Xero. You want to see how your HR workflow affects your salary expense, invest in a HR software, a leave management system, then integrate it with Xero. So you add on from there, and with that you can get a whole bird's eye view dashboard reporting of your business anytime, anywhere, even from your mobile phone. So these are ways that we know SMEs manage their finances from an accounting software provider standpoint. There are ways that I've shared: paper invoices, Excel, and this is actually very tedious if you want to generate your income statement and your balance sheet immediately. But with Xero, with the data being digitized, with just a matter of few clicks, like 1 or 2 clicks, you will be able to generate your financial data. And how is this relevant for SMEs? Well, there are many benefits. The last one I want to place extra emphasis on will be fast access to funding. To grow your business, you need capital. You can raise capital either by going to an investor for equity funding or going to the bank to secure a loan for debt funding. And these 2 means of funding, they will require your financial statements to be ready. Without the data being digital, chances are you will need to speak to your finance admin team, speak to them and ask them, give them a request, give them an instruction to generate the financial statement, and they will probably take their time to put everything together. Then after that, you have it ready. But with Zero, you're able to just matter of few clicks, get it ready. We actually have a free trial, a 30 days free trial. You can go to our website, www.zero.com, and there's an apply for free trial button. Simply click on apply for free trial, and you can, and we have a demo company that's preloaded with fictitious data already. So this is where you can test it out and to see how you can generate financial statements just within a matter of few clicks. So we spoke about digital payments, and these are ways that by adopting digital payments, SME get paid on time. I want to focus on invoice reminder. So this is how we go digital and how we look at leaping forward with the digital technology. Leaping forward will mean that you no longer need to call your customers and remind them to pay you, because we know that in Asia, a lot of customers are very 超宽. They do not pay on time. And how we mitigate this is, well, we call them, we speak to them nicely. Maybe we give them a cash rebate for paying on time. But with using Zero and using technology, we're able to look at each invoice that you key in. And for any invoice that are overdue, we track them and we help the customers. We help our Zero customers send invoice reminders to their customers who have overdue invoices, and we in turn provide a dashboard to let our customers know that when their customers has viewed the data, when their customers has viewed this reminder, so whenever they call the customers, they will be able to have a conversation and say, hey, Mr. Lim, I see that you have viewed our invoice, but you have not paid us yet. Can you pay us on time or not? So this is how, by adopting digital technology, you can have more educated conversations with your customer, and you do not need to, have a very draining and painful process of reminding them to pay your invoices. This way, you get paid faster and better cash flow cycle. This is the Zero ecosystem. So this is where we have multiple connected apps with multiple data points. So if you want to get a payroll data or inventory data or even lending data, you can get all this data from all these different service provider. And as they integrate into Zero, their data will flow into Zero. And once you log in to manage your accounting and your finances, you will get all this data right at your fingertips. Some examples of our connected apps. So specific to the Malaysian market, Payroll Panda, Kakitagan, Telenox, as well as Stripe and PayPal. So yeah, last two slides. Then after that, we will leave the time for Q&A. With Zero in the cloud, you can unlock a range of features to innovate your business. Again, I wanted to highlight on access to funding, because we know that raising capital and getting faster access to funding can be the key to scaling and growing your business. So yeah, next steps. This is my email address, and if you have any questions specific to Zero and cloud accounting, yeah, feel free to write to me, and I'm happy to take this further. You can also try Zero for free, as mentioned earlier, www.zero.com, apply for a free trial. Then you will have a 30 days free trial. You can test it with a demo company preloaded with fictitious data. And of course, for attendees who attend the SME Expo, Solutions Expo, we do have a special discount, and we will share more later after this session. So with that, I will set aside some time for Q&A now.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Wei for that insightful presentation about the cloud. All right. Let's see. We do have a few questions. We have one from Rosita Shuit. She actually asks, in your opinion, do you think we are ready to go digital? Technology support, infrastructure, etc. I think she means, do you think we as Malaysians are ready to go digital?
Well, I feel that the support is there, the infrastructure is there. In fact, there's a lot of government initiatives and grants out there, the MDEC grant, the SME digitalization grant. So all these grants are in place, efforts are in place, support are in place. But the most important part about going digital is the ecosystem and the mindset. So it is about how we view digitalization as a trend enabler rather than a disruptor for our comfort zone. So the mindset is important as well as the ecosystem. So if you go digital, but the suppliers around you and the customers around you are hesitant to engage you in this workflow, then it may not have the network effect. So, for example, everybody is using Microsoft Word, so you can send a Microsoft Word document to your back then to your professor when you're in school, and now to your customers. So you can send a Word document and they can open it because they are also using Microsoft Word. There's this network effect. Um, how to go digital is to encourage this internally. Then after that, externally also have that conversation with your customers and your suppliers to allow them to want to consider going digital. Definitely the technology support and the infrastructure is there, but more of the mindset.
All right. We have another question from Arif Irshad Mohammed Yusuf. He actually asks, what would you suggest for companies to transition to fully digital?
Well, that's a good question. Thank you very much for that. Well, I guess the first step is to take a step back to see if there's a need to go fully digital or not, and if there are some aspects that you still want to retain in an offline environment, and also what kind of industry you're in and what kind of business you're in. Because for some kind of business, you will still need offline in-person interaction. You can't have Zoom meetings with old school suppliers or old school customer. They prefer to engage face to face. So that's a part where we can't really go fully digital yet. So I think the first key point is to look at the industry and look at the areas where we should consider going fully digital. Then once that is done, maximize the area to go fully digital, not fully digital. Then I would say the few key areas to tier and prioritize would be first payments, because cash flow will be the life part of the business, accounting data as well, so it allows you to make better business planning, inventory management. So the steps to transition is actually tiering them. Then after that, allocate the resource accordingly.
All right. We have another question from Haley Wong. She asked, what can SMEs do to balance saving costs and digitalization?
Oh, again, thanks, Haley. That's also a very good question. Actually, there's no balance involved, because by going digital, you actually save costs. So, most people see going digital as cost incurring or expense incurring. But the shift in mindset should be such that going digital allows SME to save costs. Um, I gave some examples earlier. So if you do not go digital and you do not have any other alternative ways to forecast your cash flow, and you have to deal with a quarter of cash flow deficit, that is incurring a lot of costs, and that is beyond dollars and cents. That is a huge cost to the business. So yeah, my answer to this question is going digitalization actually save costs. Then if you want to maximize your cost savings, then is to perhaps look at a different tiering again. So you tier the areas that you want to digitalize. Then after that, compare across different service provider. Seek for a discount for some of them, because companies that provide digitalization, chances are they have a flexibility in terms of pricing. Get some discount, compare across pricing, and that is perhaps one way that you can maximize your cost savings.
Okay, we have quite a lot of questions this
Oh,
session. One from Shahrin Azlan. He actually asks, hi, how safe is the cloud, especially in involving transactions? This comes right on the heels of Kaspersky and security, the previous one. So, all right.
I guess companies are out there. It's actually in their best organizational interest to ensure the safety and the security of their cloud, because that is the lifeblood of their business. If their security is compromised, then they have to close shop, and it's not good for business. So you can be rest assured that companies will do everything with their means to maximize security and making the cloud safe. But competency is a different issue altogether. So different companies have different scale. Different companies have different resources they can dedicate to ensuring security and safety in the cloud. I can't say for the rest of other companies, but specific to Xero, we are a listed company. We have to have security requirements audit check. So how we as a company ensure safety in the cloud, as an example, is that We go for ISO certifications. We publish our security white papers. We freely disseminate our ISO certifications to our customers. We back up multiple copies of the data for customers. And for us, we try to emphasize on our track record, meaning for the past decade that we have been in the business, there's no single case of security breaches. So I guess as a consumer, as an SME, what you can do when you evaluate different cloud service provider in terms of safety is to ask them for their track record, ask them for their security white papers, and ask them for their any ISO certifications, if any, and ask them if they have any recent security audits.
Okay, and we have one from Shawnee Tay. He's asking, are you offering any grants to go digital at the moment? I will put in this as grants or promotions.
Well, for us, yes. So we and specific to attendees to this very special SME Solution Expo event, we do have a 50% discount for the first 4 months if you would like to consider using Xero as your accounting software.
Okay, right. I think that's all the questions that we have for this session. So thank you very much, Wei Jie, for that very insightful presentation. And thank you everyone for watching. Like Wei Jie said, there are many special offers from Xero available at the virtual exhibition booth. And also check out our other exhibitors who also have a very special offers for attendees to this week's SME Solution Expo. All right, so thank you very much, Wei Jie,
Okay.
and
Yep.
we will see you in another time.
Thanks, Xiang Hong, for being such a wonderful host
Great.
and for facilitating this session seamlessly. And for attendees who want to find out more, my email address is listed at the bottom left, weijie.ontiao@xero.com. So feel free to write to me or visit our booth as shared by Xiang Hong. Thank you very much once again to SME Solutions Expo for such a wonderful event organized amidst this very new and unique circumstances.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Wei Jie, and see you.